All right, here we are. So, about less than an hour ago, I get flagged on Facebook for making a small comment at my account gets restricted till July 5th. Basically, because of a comment that I made on a jeweler's advertising post that said, for all that money that you're charging for all the jewelry, you could buy a lot of drugs like fentanyl and meth, which sadly are in more demand than my area. Let me be clear, I do not promote the use of drugs. Okay? I've seen in a psych ward holding facility what it does to other people. Okay, I've seen people who smoked and done injected so much meth into their body, they have little or no fat tissue on them. It's just straight little or no muscle and bones. That's it. Okay? Not pretty. Yet, okay, I see more people between the ages of 20 and into their 50s, if not their 60s, doing meth and doing fentanyl. I've seen it on the street. It's not, I mean, well, not too long ago, when I was on a trip to the clinic, a van driver told me that in Mesa, when she was driving to um, the methadone clinic, she saw at least what, three people smoking fentanyl, trace of fentanyl, in or outside the methadone clinic. And is anything being done about it? Nope. Are the police interacting with it? Nope. What is smoking a tray? I'm not. First of all, they're basically manufacturing their own drug paraphernalia. They don't take and ingest the fentanyl pill. What they do is referred to as smoking a tray. They'll grind the pill up, make a makeshift tray out of aluminum foil, okay, and they leave a lot of this behind afterwards. So if you're a landlord or a maintenance person, you're cleaning out some abandoned apartment or whatever, and you see a bunch of aluminum, that's probably what this is. What they do is they take that aluminum foil, they make a makeshift tray, they grind up the pill into a powder form, then they mix and smoke it with their cigarettes. That's what is referred to as in the junkie world as smoking a tray. And no, I don't promote it. The sad part is I have seen people, you know, shoplift stores, tools, pawn whatever, just so they can get their next batch of fix money. I've seen people on the street who even work a job, who even work a semi-legitimate job, like for a company like Regis, which does retail inventory. Yeah, and on the side, they either do meth or sell it themselves because the job does not pay enough for them to live on, much less their forced habit. Okay? I've seen, I've seen a self-proclaimed medically retired Army Ranger, um, you know, going to Cortez Park in Central Phoenix, um, paying like 30 dollars to $45 for one or two pills of fentanyl each, only for him to smoke it, take the edge off, probably because he can't afford any of the painkillers or the opioids, and doesn't want to, and didn't want to keep smoking all the black tar heroin either. What do your options are limited. What are you supposed to do? And plus, being homeless isn't helping. Okay, I don't see anybody, trying to help veterans get off the street, young or old. No, it's sad. I've seen this go around all the time. Heck, There was a woman in her 50s by the name of Lisa who would wander around my complex despite having her stroller, her makeshift stroller being thrown away in the trash. She would get it out and she would break into apartments, or she would live in with other guys who had ailments of cancer, and she would deliberately smoke tons of fentanyl, smoke trays of it, in their apartment with no regard for the other person whatsoever. Okay, she's been kicked out and trespassed 3 times at least since I've been here. Just keeps coming back. And then she turns around, goes down to the Food City down on Main Street in Lozona, and begs for more fix money. Can I have some food? Can I have some money? Can you spare $1? Nothing is being done about this. Oh, and before you play the mental health card, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. Because all you're going to do is just cause them to trade one vice for another. Okay? If they can't smoke meth, they'll smoke tobacco. If they can't smoke tobacco or do drugs, they'll do alcohol, or they'll drink tons of soda and energy drinks in exchange. Okay, this goes on just about everywhere in America. And the sad part is, moving drugs for the cartel, especially down here, actually pays more than what the average American, let alone the average person in Arizona, hopes to make in a year. 10-year-old numbers say, for a minute of your time and use of your vehicle, you give out a password, you meet with a certain group of people, for moving product from, let's say, Nogales to Mesa or Phoenix, they'll pay you $61,000 for 2 or 3 hours of your time, versus what it costs in a full year, and you have to pay in taxes that you can only hope to make in a year to stay afloat. That's 10-year-old numbers. Imagine what they probably pay now. And most of the sales to that not only goes to the cartel, but also probably goes to, I don't know, the Israel intelligence agencies like the CIA, military black operations. I could go on about a particular subject that I know of that took place in 2012 regarding that at a certain military installation on the East Coast. But until my Second Amendment rights get restored, sorry, I'm going to withhold that for my own I already got a target on my back as is for that and other reasons.